Good morning, everybody. Today, as writers, we are focusing on a new skill that we are going to carry over into all of our writing. And this skill has to do with paragraphing and organizing our writing. Now, most of us are very comfortable with writing and writing long, but a lot of us aren't as comfortable knowing when do we actually need to start a new paragraph, when do we need to chunk our writing. So in front of me on the screen, you will notice a anchor chart that shares a few different moments that it's a great idea, and it's more than anything, it's important to start a new paragraph. So number one is when a new idea is introduced. So when something new is happening in your story, or when a new character comes along. So we are introduced to someone new. Maybe the setting changes. If there's a flashback in time, or if there's like a future moment in time, that needs to be its own standalone paragraph. This is going to be a big one in our story when a new person speaks and when a new event is introduced. So today we're going to try it out in our own writing, but before we do that, take a look at mine. And you can say hello to me on the side. So over on the side, I have my story about Lola's first vet trip. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan my paragraphs, and I'm going to look for places where I know I need to start chunking and adding different paragraphs. Now, the place that I know that I didn't really address is when a new person is speaking. So that means any single time there is dialogue or someone speaking, I need to hit enter and start a new section. So let's just scan through my story. So I'm going to read it in my head, not to you out loud. Okay, here's my first part. So I noticed sticky food around her paws. Huh? What's that? I thought. This is a piece of dialogue. This is me speaking. So if I'm speaking, I need to start a new paragraph. Now you'll notice that I am going to have this line on its own and then keep moving. That is correct, because each piece of dialogue should be its own paragraph. So now I can keep reading. OMG, I screamed inside my own head, shocked how no one could hear the internal stress going on. That's its own paragraph. Tears butted up in my eyes. How could I have let her down already? New paragraph. I'll stick this one up here. How could I have let her down already? I winced thinking about it. I saw the culprit. I winced thinking about it. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. Was there chocolate in there? I murmured, and of course there was. Enter. New paragraph. The questions poured out of my mouth. Okay, these are questions that I'm asking the vet. And you know what I realized is I did not actually add parentheses. So anytime someone is speaking, we need to add parentheses, 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 another parentheses, parentheses, parentheses. And these should all be their own paragraphs. The vet answered my questions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is making me realize, everybody, that I would love to make sure my story is all to the left. What I like to do sometimes is change the, ooh, look how long my story is. I like to change the percent of view. So instead of like really big, I can see it all at the same time and just kind of check out what it looks like. So that was me looking through and looking at dialogue. Let's look somewhere else. Okay, the setting changes. Well, actually, my setting doesn't ever change. I'm all in the same place. So that doesn't apply to my story. I don't have any flashbacks. A new event is introduced. I do think I have that because the event would be me calling the vet. And I do call her, and these are now all separate paragraphs. Is Lola going to be okay? How much chocolate is too much? Should I bring her in to see you? New character. The only new character is the vet.